of course, women must earn less than men because they are weaker, they are smaller, they are less intelligent, and they must earn less. That's all.
Isn't it hard to believe that even in 2017 such ideas are still present? Why would politicians promote these statements when having the future development of their countries in mind? According to the UN, women empowerment actually stimulates economic growth. When more women work, economies grow and there will be significant macroeconomic gain. If women participate in the workforce in the same rate as men, the GDP of Japan grows 9%, the one of the US 5% and of Egypt 34%. The closing of the gender gap could add up to $28 trillion to global GDP by 2025. This would mean adding another US and China to the world economy. But women empowerment does not only lead to an increase in countries' GDP, it also leads to sustainable long-term growth. Evidence shows that increasing the share of households' income controlled by women compared to men, either through their own earnings or cash transfers, changes spending in ways that benefits children, our next generation. On a microeconomic level, it can be said that gender diversity is a source of competitive advantage. Supporting women in business greatly benefits companies from increasing leadership opportunities, which leads to an increase in organizational effectiveness. This helps to keep and attract the best talents worldwide. Companies with women in top executive positions deliver better returns. More women in management is associated with stronger financial performance, more innovation and greater creativity. Improving gender balance in companies can enrich leadership and consumer understanding. But how can governments and businesses accomplish women empowerment? We developed the following 5 principles. Principle 1. Establish gender equality in high-level corporate leadership. This means to engage internal and external stakeholders in the development of company policies, programs and plans that advance equality. Ensure that all policies are gender sensitive and that corporate culture advances equality and inclusion. This also means to pay equal remuneration, including benefits, for work of equal value and to strive to pay a living wage to all women and men. Ensure sufficient participation of women of 30% or greater in decision-making in governments at all levels and across all business areas. Principle 2. Ensure the health, safety and well-being of all women and men workers. This means to establish a zero-tolerance policy towards all forms of violence and prevent sexual harassment. Provide safe working conditions and protections and disclose potential risk, including the reproductive health. Principle 3. Promote education and training for women and giving women access to the market. Invest in workplace policies and programs that open ways for advancement of women at all levels and across all business areas. Companies should provide equal opportunities for formal and informal networking and mentoring. Focus on capacity building to provide women access to the market and to succeed in trade. This can be done by implementing enterprise development, supply chain and marketing practices for women, and by expanding business relationships with women-owned enterprises and women entrepreneurs. Respect women dignity in all company materials. Principle 4. Grant ownership rights and unlock financial services. Governments should grant women equal ownership rights and concords over lands, bank accounts and contracts. Unlock financial services for women to have equal access to finance. Offer women-owned businesses target financial solutions and coaching. Principle 5. Enact fair policies. Governments need to have fair policies to include more women in international trade for capacity growth and employment. This also means to establish benchmarks that quantify the inclusion of women. Use data disaggregated by gender to measure and report on progress. So what to do with the 5 principles? Implementing the recommended actions leads to an increase in countries' GDP, and it is critical for businesses and for society. So spread the word, take action. It is time to change our mind. It is time to stand up for gender balance and for economic woman empowerment.
Created using Powtoon.